Folks, Brother D here. I'm going to do this one also tonight before I lay down. Busy week for me. Trying to see what I can do to busy week for me. Busy week for me. Busy week for me. I'm not going to go into details, but it's been a busy week for me, and still nothing happening. But while I'm busy going through this week and nothing's happening, I've had a lot of time at home because I haven't been able to go to work. So I've been busy with things like this, as well as some online stuff I'm trying to accomplish that ain't happening. But I was just listening to this guy. Now I will admit, and if you hate me talking about the election and Trump and all that kind of stuff, then you're on the wrong channel. You shouldn't come visit my channel, because I'm going to talk about Trump. And right now, I don't feel that Trump is the greatest man in the world. But you got to understand that Trump is using the law against people that are here illegally. And everybody that is here illegally, I don't care how good a person you are, I'm sure at least half of y'all, if not more than that, are very, very good people. And you came here illegally, you got married to somebody that was legal or illegal, and Trump is just like, check off immigration, go do your thing. Okay, he's not telling them keep the couples together, keep the mothers involved with their children. Now, I haven't heard anything about the children, but I do believe, this is me personally, this is not immigration, this is not the Republican Party, this is not conservatism, this is just me personally, maybe me thinking from a spiritual standpoint. But one thing for sure, I do believe that if you come across a couple and they have children, before you send them back to Mexico, even though they came over here and they snuck in here illegally, it's like abortion. It ain't the kid's fault. So for the sake of those kids, I think that you should help them either take their kids with them and make sure that their kids are going to be safe to the most part with them. Get on the phone and talk to Mexico. Give these people a special trip into Mexico for the sake of their kids. Same thing with husbands and wives. If you came over here and you got married over here in the U.S., yeah, I agree. Now, this is the dumb thing, though. There's a guy who married an illegal immigrant. He looks like he's white, or he looks like he could be Hispanic, but he married a Mexican girl, I guess, or a Latino girl, one of the two. And he married her. He married her while she was illegal. Okay? And they probably weren't married that long. But he's getting on there saying, Trump, you didn't need to divorce you didn't need to deport my wife. That was totally uncalled for, man. Like, you could let my wife stay. That's my wife, man. You could let her stay. He's real calm and collective about it. Let me tell you something. If I go into your country or anybody's country, especially if I know that my wife isn't legal, my wife is here because I'm protecting her, I'm hiding her from what we had to go through back home or whatever, you come and deport my wife, I'm leaving with her. That's my wife. If I love her, she's not just a booty call. She's not just some woman that's cooking and cleaning in my house. She's not my live-in, whooping girl or something. My live-in bimbo. Like, what the heck? That's my wife. You deport her, you deport me. So whatever the limitations are or whatever, I'm going to say, hey, baby, hold up. Let me pack my stuff. I'm going with you. And that's the only way, I would live in Mexico. Like, if I married a Latino or a Mexican girl, and I'm living here in America, and we were working on things to get legal, to get everything legal, and then, immigration came, and they found out she wasn't legal, and so they were going to deport her. You know what? They deported me too. And I don't even care. I don't give a rat's behind about going to Mexico or almost any of them Spanish nations. But I tell you what, if I got a Spanish woman for a wife, and I love her in the name of Jesus, if I really love her, and you deport her, you deport me, because I am her husband. We are one flesh. And so I'm going to leave with her. And I'm going to say, hold on, baby. If me and her got to live on the street in Mexico, or I'm not going to let her, run off and be around a bunch of men trying to get back across the border. You know what I mean? And other men are going to have their way with her or whatever. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go with her, even if it means that I die in the wilderness or something, trying to protect her. That's my wife. But within that, I can understand why, like Trump, some things you should pray about and sit down with a committee, okay, instead of just trying to be a king about it. Sit down and talk with some people and say, hey, what can we do if we allow this couple to stay? Does that go against our policies about what we promised to do? Okay, I mean, especially when it comes to people's wives and husbands, and separating women from their husbands and husbands from their wives, and parents from their children, and vice versa. Now I haven't heard anything about him deporting children, or I've heard him. I have heard something about some parents got deported and their kids are here, and their kids were able to stay, but they were deported. I've heard that. I don't know if that's a rumor or if that's real. But what I would have done is I would be on the phone with Mexico, and I would be writing a list of people that have families, and I would be sending them to Mexico, and I would be saying, this is their names. We're going to pass them to you. You take good care of them. Promise me that they'll be in safe hands. Like, I would be driving a bus through the Mexican border, a big old bus, and hopefully the cartel won't approach the bus. Well, matter of fact, I would come in there, I would come on a bus, and I'd have a couple vans of military operatives with me, and we would go into Mexico and drop off these people, get them away from the cartel, get them there safely. I don't know how the immigration thing works. Are they making these people get on planes and go back to the U.S.? Are they putting them on boats, or the U.S.? Are they making these people get on planes and buses and trains, not trains, but boats, buses, and planes? Are they making them, depending on where they're at, go back to across the border on boats, planes, and buses? Is that what they're doing? I don't know. And I think we have, like, you can come across the border through the water, but I think the wall crosses the river too. I'm not sure, because I've seen people in the water trying to, like, squeeze through the wall and put these things up, these ropes, and climb these ropes to get over the wall and stuff like that. I've seen that on live TV, but and they're soaking wet because they're in the water, and they're climbing up from the water, I don't know. I do feel for people that are doing this. I do feel for people that are married and have children and they're being deported. I feel for them. I really do. If it were me, I'd be on the phone with Mexico and I'd be saying, hey, and I'd be telling the guy, your wife is being deported. What are you going to do? Is there any way we can help you help her? Or vice versa. Your husband is being deported. Can we help you go with him? But this guy was getting on there like, you didn't have to deport my wife, man. That's my wife. He was all calm about it, like he just found him a piece of Spanish booty and she was living in his house and he put the label of wife on her. He didn't act like he had any remorse, like he ain't gonna go looking for her, like he ain't, man, there would be no social media about this if you deport my wife. I'd be with her. I ain't even crazy. I've never been to Mexico and I don't plan to go to Mexico. I'd have went to Mexico with her though. I'd be in Mexico saying, hey baby, you gotta teach me Spanish. Cause it looked like the cartel's coming up the street and get behind me. We're gonna have to talk about this and maybe they might have mercy if I got my Spanish right. So hurry up. Hurry up. Tell me what to say. Because the cartel, I see them. They come. There are 20 guys up here with guns. They're walking towards us. And I'm ready to die for you. How do I tell them I'm going to die for you in Spanish? Like, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'd be with her. Because that's my wife. That's my flesh and blood. The same thing with my children. Like, if I had children, I would do whatever it takes to become legal. I'd be at the Human Relations office or at the embassy or something. I'd be begging long before Trump got in office. I'd be begging, hey, I got a wife. I got kids here. Have mercy, But anyway, this guy here. He claims, I might not watch all this. The guy's channel name is Reese Waters. Just met him. And this guy right here, this Mexican guy right here, I think he's Mexican or Latino, whichever one he is. He's claiming that he's been here all his life. He was born here. He's a legal citizen. But he's mad because a lot of people that look like him are being deported. There's his neighbors, they're missing, they're gone. But he been here as a legal citizen. He's been legal all his life. His parents were born here. And he's mad because there's going to be less people like him in the country because most of them were here illegally. So now he's mad because he thinks that that's unfair and he thinks that they voted for the right person. And there was a thing where these guys voted for Trump, but they were illegals. What I would have done when I went to that rally and voted for Trump, I would have told somebody that was in power on that stage, I would have said, can you get a word to Trump for me? We are illegal. can Trump help us? Can he, and the answer might be no, because he's not going to pay you. He's not going to pay. You've been here how long illegally? He's not going to pay for you to make yourself legal. What are you going to do? Get on TV and cry out to the nation of America and say, help me please? Have mercy on me, oh America. I'm illegal. I'm dirty. I'm unclean. Please save me and let me into your everlasting. I mean, what are you going to do? There's other people I know and I've met people that have come here illegally. Then they had the nerve to try to scam people on the internet and think that wouldn't get them deported. They had nerve to come in here and try to do illegal jobs under the table. And they got caught. They even got caught scamming people. I've met people from Africa that ain't legal coming over here. And this was long before Trump thought about his second term. Them coming in here and doing stuff illegally. They were out here on Obama's watch. Obama sent them back across the border. Obama sent them back home. It wasn't Trump. Because I think the way Obama did it, he says, I'm going to pick 1,000 people, or I'm going to pick 1 million people and deport them. Just for the record. Or whatever. But Trump is going to deport all of them. And the reason why he wants to do that is because you don't know who they are. Some of them, it's easy to find them because they do crimes. But the ones that ain't doing crimes, how you know they ain't cell keepers? They're cell keepers. Some of them, their job is to be watchers. They're going to come in when you get deported. They're going to come in and be a terror cell in place of you being deported, or they're going to come in and they're going to be a cell to finish your illegal business or your cartel business or your human trafficking business or whatever. After you end up disappearing, they get to step up. And so that's why Trump, and the marshals and all that, they're going after everybody that's not legal, and they're not just going after the Latinos and Mexicans. They're going after Africans, Haitians, they're going after everybody that has been illegal, going all the way back years. Because if it wasn't for some of these people that have been here for years, where are these people going when they get here? They have some kind of operative to go to when they come across that border. Most of them ain't going to the old white lady's house up on the hill to scare her out of her wits and for her to just call the police and send them back across the border. No, they are meeting up with people that are helping them be here illegally. And that was talked about early on when Biden started. Because Trump was complaining. He says, how are they doing it? And he was sitting down talking with people about what he would do and how he would handle it. And they're saying, like, these people are coming across the border and they're meeting with operatives. They have operatives here to take them in. I remember last time Trump was in office and he was talking about the wall. They did a documentary where they showed where this guy, the white dude too, he was here holding an operative. He was an operative who was he had land and property where he was owning, 1,000, he had 1,000-man community up in the hills. I think this was either in Texas or Arizona, one of the two. He had 1,000-man community up in there. And he was putting them, they were living on his community. They were also work for him. And he tried to cover them by saying, well, they come up here and it's an apprenticeship and they learn how to work and we put them to work and we make money under the table. Some of that money goes into the government. We're paying taxes and bills with that money. We're doing all these things with that money. We're putting that money back into the country. Why can't these people be here? And in a way, I kind of agree with him. But in another way, this is the spiritual attitude that you should have when you walk into somebody else's country. I'm in your hands. I'm your guest. Maybe you don't. I don't sit down until you tell me to sit down. I don't go in your refrigerator unless you invite me to go in your refrigerator. I don't go into another room in your house unless you invite me to go in there. All I can do is stand there and wait for you to tell me to sit down. Invite me to sit down. Invite me to have a drink. Invite me to eat. Invite me. That's all I can do. But this guy, I've been here all his life, mostly. And he wants to sit there and say this rhetoric. I'm going to go on and play it. I don't know where he started. Here's the guy here. I'm going to just hear a little bit what he got to say.
The stock market is open for nearly 7 hours a day, but don't even think about trading it after.
But that just has always been common sense to me. How is this something that could end up being a problem? Yet somehow, being in the group and demographic did not occur.
Eso, go home. Y cuando la gente en las redes sociales se dieron cuenta y empezaron y lo hicieron viral, ¿qué hicieron? Pusieron go to homepage, vayan a la página principal. Y a los latinos por Trump me queda decirles, les vieron la cara de estúpidos porque eso es lo que son.
That's not right there.
Now here has to be
That's not fair.
The absolute wildest example. A actual congresswoman, and Maria Salazar, asking Trump not to deport Cubans, Haitians, Venezuelans, and Nicaraguans.
Maria Salazar, a Republican congresswoman who openly supported Trump, is now asking him to not deport Haitians, Cubans, Venezuelans, and Nicaraguans. Not sure if you guys are aware, however, Trump signed an executive order which killed the process for Cubans, Haitians, Nicaraguans, and Venezuelans. This process allowed individuals from those respective four countries, Haiti, Cuba, Venezuela, and Nicaragua.
There was a black guy on here. I can't play all the footage for you. You can go to this video yourself. Latinos lash out at black people over deportation. You can look this up on YouTube and look this up yourself. But there's a black guy on here talking about where he would try to kick it with these Spanish people that were over here illegally. And he was like, you know, helping them out any way he could, trying to hang out with them and be friendly with them. And he's looking at it like a people of color thing. And they told him right to his face, hey, we Latinos, brother. There ain't no NIGGAs, you know, where we from. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, this is about us. And that reminds you about how they was out there protesting with the Mexican flag and other types of Spanish flags and that, you know, while they were fighting deportation. And then comedian Cat Williams got mad because he had like a Spanish group. There was a guy there in one of his recent concerts right after the inauguration. Cat Williams was doing a concert. I forget which state he was doing this concert in, but he was doing a concert, and this Spanish dude, when Cat Williams started talking about America and started talking about what he loves about being an American or whatever, it had nothing to do with Trump. It had nothing to do with, you know, hating on his own people or nothing like that. But these Latinos or Puerto Ricans or whatever that guy was, he started heckling and yelling, and he thought that everybody was going to go, oh man, we didn't know the Redskins were in the house, or we didn't know the color green was in the house. We didn't know that. Like, oh Lord, he thought. And Cat Williams said, hold up, and he went off on the dude. He let the dude know this is America, okay? And if it was once Mexico, in your opinion, it's now Phoenix. He said that's all you get is Phoenix. Okay, you better. Okay, if they deport you out of Phoenix, I can't help you. Like he said, well, you get Phoenix. Like this ain't Mexico no more, brother. This is and he just went off and he started singing the Star Spangled Banner. There had to be so many millions of people in that stadium. They all started singing the Spangled Banner with him. Oh, it was a mess. It went viral. You can look it up. It went viral. And then, like, he had stuff on the stage that was pro-American, like the bald eagle and that. He had a bald eagle, an American statue of a bald eagle on the stage. That thing had to be, like, heavy. He was so mad at these Spanish people for opening up their mouth, interrupting his, his hour to protest. He went and picked that heavy thing up and brought it to the edge of the stage, and then he started singing the Spangled Banner, and everybody in the building joined in. It was hilarious, man. And they sat there and smiled like it doesn't mean anything. I would have been ashamed of myself. I would have deported myself after that. Like, I would have went home and I would have told my wife, we're leaving. Because I opened up my mouth, I went too far, and now I feel like an idiot. We can't stay here, okay? I mean, Cat Williams let them know. It's deportation time, baby. It's time for you to go. He didn't say that. I'm saying that, but I'm just saying. They're all in an uproar, and they want to talk trash because Trump is making America be, at this moment, what America is. Now, when Biden and Kamala was in office, that's what America is trying to be. When Obama's was in office, that's what America is trying to be. But Trump brought it back to what America is. When you say make America great again, you're saying take us back to what America is. And we're not talking about slavery, and we're not talking about war. We're not talking about bloodshed. We're talking about America is America, just like any other country. You just don't walk in here like this is a free bathroom, okay, and use our toilet. There is no public bathroom. No public restrooms. Mamasaskinos. My annual tacos and anjurados of the bottles of the lottos on some locos. There is no. My avocados, okay? My chickpeas, okay? My tacos, okay? Whatever. There is no free restrooms in here. Show me an ID and I will give you the key to the restroom. But if you ain't got no ID, you might want to see Kamala Harris or Joe Biden. Oh, that's right, they're not in office anymore. Oh, brother, you're out of luck. I'm going to be nice to you. You can go outside and pee by the dumpster, and then I'll have a deportation truck after you get done doing what you're doing. Don't pee on my officers, but after you get done peeing, I'll have a deportation truck come and escort you off the property. That's the best I can do for you. Because you had time and you knew better. But anyway, this black guy that was on here, he was saying, not this guy that's the leader of this is his channel, not Reese Waters, but he was just showing a clip of this black dude talking about how Spanish people, and when I say Spanish people, the different Spanish colonies that came across the border. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about my friend Elix here on YouTube that I used to work with. She's a legal citizen. I'm not talking about Kayla and Elix before you go tripping. I'm not talking about other Spanish friends that I used to do chocolate with, and Spanish people that I used to do security with, and all that stuff. Different jobs I've had that I know y'all here on Facebook and YouTube. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the ones that especially recently, that come over here during the Biden administration and was packing up our country with way more than what's already here. Now, the people that have been here for years, like this guy that I'm getting ready to let you listen to, the people that have been here all their life, that was born and raised here, and all like that, whether you are here legally or whether I feel bad for you. I feel bad for you if you've been here all your life, that you're finding out that, America ain't going to be big Mexico. I'm sorry for you. I feel your pain, but I also feel your ignorance, too. That's ignorant. I feel your pain because you want to wake up in the morning and at least sometimes see people like you. You don't want to be in a all-white neighborhood and you see one Spanish dude every now and then, okay? I understand that, but I also feel your ignorance because you shouldn't. This is not a Spanish nation. Okay, the first time that you came over here illegally, okay, we forced you at one time for all y'all to be legal. Okay, and then a lot of y'all also over the years, before and after that, came over here legally for asylum, and you got it. Now, okay, but now over the last few years, especially going back to Obama, you just been coming over here like this is a Walmart bathroom, walking in off the street, walking right in Walmart, and just using the bathroom. Ain't planning on spending no cash. Come there to get cash and use our public bathroom. Walked in there, didn't say hi to nobody, didn't ask permission. You ain't got no ID. You can't buy nothing until you steal it or find somebody to get it for you. Like, let this guy, so this video isn't super long. Where's he at? He goes here, he goes here. Okay, I thought this would be, okay, he's there. I want to get to, here it is. Here, this guy right here, I want you to hear this guy right here.
You'll be back!
Hold on.
Emus can't help people customize and save at Liberty Mutual!
Sorry about the commercial.
American. Oh, you want to take it?
We tried to unify with everybody. All people.
This guy right here, listen to him.
What they told us, me no black, me from the islands. Oh, they don't.
Okay. There's some language here. Discretion is advised.
Like our community. Oh, black people are lazy, this and that. Every time we try to reach out and be like, yo, we know what it's like to go through what you're going through. Let's unify, man. You know what I'm saying? We all got the same enemy. Let's work together. They would rather choose white supremacy. They would rather choose that. It's crazy how all other people of color have a slur for us and we don't have a slur for them. Isn't that some crazy ass shit to think about? So now that they're going through crisis and things are finna happen in this country, right? To Latinos, to the Asians, to all of them, right? Things are finna happen to them. This is a fucking fact. Especially seeing the rhetoric that's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like all the hate crimes and shit. There is no unifying. We have literally tried. We have literally had our hand out there over and over and over again trying to bring y'all in and trying to construct a plan to fight against racism. But no, y'all chose white supremacy. They keep trying to fear-monger black people. If they do this to us, what you think they're going to do to you? Shit, we won't be surprised. We going to be ready, though. Y'all thought it couldn't be y'all.
Now, I disagree with him on, obviously, he's not a Republican. He's not a conservative either. He's a black card holder. You got black card holders, and then you got miserable black people, and then you got conservative black people. Okay, but he's a black card holder. He's holding a black card. But while he was holding the black card, he realized that he figured because we're all people of color, the Spanish people would be on his side, and but no. As long as you got a house and you got food and you got money, you can treat a black man like he's a minority and like he's beneath you and like you come from a better place. Well, if you come from a better place, what are you doing here? Why do you need to come to my country if you come to a better place? I see what he's saying, but he ain't saying it. He's not being appreciative of where he lives and what he's going through. He think he's going through something. But if he was going through something, these Spanish people wouldn't be coming over here trying to rain on his turf. Because to them, in their mind, this is heaven. This is heaven on earth. They left the slavery of Mexico or Guatemala or wherever they're from, and this is heaven to them. But he's complaining. He's trying to team up with them. They're like, no, we don't want to team up with you like that, bro, because you lazy, you black. You know your reputation, and we do have a horrible reputation. Everybody in the house say amen. Black people have a horrible reputation. And when I go places and there are no black people around, there are no people of color around, and white people go to looking at me like they're afraid of something, the first thing that comes to my mind is, please do not judge me by my reputation. All of us black folks ain't alike. But I'm not surprised that they're scared or they're looking at me like I'm crazy, because they're not looking at me because they think that my little tiny 5'3" behind is going to do anything dangerous. They're looking at me because they're wondering how many more of me are in their town that's going to turn around and, like this brother, start playing the black card. Okay? I can't get you to move out my way. I can't say excuse me. I can't tell you to turn your music down. I can't tell you how to park your car. I can't tell you what the rules are of the neighborhood. I can't tell you, anything. I can't do anything around you without you playing the black card. So the sad thing is, even though he's legal, people that come over here illegally know that he's going to play the card. And they're not playing the card until they get deported. But this brother living in a free country playing the card. I have no remorse, okay? But I want to get to this crazy Mexican guy who has been here all these years, and then all of a sudden he wants to. And I thought that he's here near the end. Now, I've seen all these people. Where is it? Here he is. Okay.
Oh, it was sexism too? Yeah, there was some sexism too. And I gave that explanation from women. You want to hear from a man?
You voted for a man who doesn't care about you at all. And he's made it very clear. Whenever he talks about the immigrants and he calls them rapists, murderers, killers, garbage and scum and the worst, they're sending their worst over here.
He heard the news edited, because Trump clearly said right in the middle of everything he's saying, he said, oh, I'm sure a lot of them are good people. And they are. There's a lot of them. I'm pretty sure this guy's a good person. But for you to think that you have to be legal and others don't, okay, you're kind of idiotic. And for you to think that you want to flood our country with people like you, that look like you, instead of thinking about the whole, that's kind of ignorant and selfish. So, you know what I'm saying? Just stay in the house, don't come out, because I don't want to know that you see me that way as an American. You've been born here. You're gonna hear him say he's been born here. You've been born here and you think like an illegal. That breaks my heart. That upsets me. That's crazy.
He's talking about you too, and me, because to him we're all the same. If he was
Now he's talking to, I find out is near the end, he's talking to all the Latinos. And he's mad at the Latinos for Trump because some of them got deported because they was for Trump. They don't check your voter registration card when they invite you to a Trump rally. Okay, they went to a Trump rally raising the flag, but they didn't say, "Hey, could you get a word to Mr. Trump for me and tell him that, we're here. We're trying not to get deported." No, they went in there and they're like, "Yeah, for Trump. Y'all don't even vote because you're not legal." So, and even the Democrats are admitting right now, well, Trump hasn't deported anybody that's legal, even by mistake. And if he did, I'm pretty sure he would call him right back. But he hasn't deported anyone that's legal, so I have no remorse.
He was walking down the street and he saw you and one of the people
That's not
that
true.
just crossed the border. He wouldn't be able to tell you apart, and to him it doesn't make a difference. We're all the same. They don't care. They just want to get rid of the immigrants. And I don't know if you know this or not, but there's a man named Stephen Miller that's probably going to be on Trump's cabinet. He's going to be one of his cabinet members, and he's going to be in charge of the deportation actions, right? And that man, Stephen Miller, wants to change the laws so that they can take away naturalization. You think that piece of paper that you have, if you have it, if you've become a naturalized citizen, you think that piece of paper makes you different. But in their eyes, you're not different. I was born here, and I'm not different to them, to those people. The way they think, I'm just like all the rest of them. To them, I'm the same. So that piece of paper is not going to save you. And they're trying to make laws now. They're in the process of figuring out what they have to do to...
I wonder if he's living in like a yellow or pink house with a lot of Spanish loud music coming out of it, driving all of his white neighbors crazy, because how do you feel that they see you as... See, that's worse than what I hear a lot of black people saying. Like, dude, get out of the ghetto sometimes and live. Okay? People are looking at you because they never see you because you don't come out of the house enough, or they don't feel that way about you. They look at you and they're thinking, okay, are you going to behave? We know you hardly ever come out of the house. We know you don't like coming around us. Are you going to behave yourself? That's all they care about is, are you going to behave yourself? Okay? And I've had people tell me that because somebody said something, and I says, you got a problem? And he says, no, I'm just wondering if you're going to behave or not. And now, at first I thought that was the most racist thing I ever heard, until I found out that a lot of the black people that actually live there and a lot of the black people that actually work there are always playing the card and always starting trouble and making it hard for white folks. So now I'm not mad because I know what the other black folks have been doing. I'm not mad that they're telling me, yeah, as long as you behave. Do you know how to behave? Can you behave yourself? I don't get bothered by that anymore, because they're not talking to me. They're talking to the reputation of people that look like me. Okay, that's what that's about.
To change the law to take away that naturalization citizenship. They're also looking into taking away natural-born citizens, people who came here and had kids here that were born here. They're looking to take that.
That is fear coming out of you, buddy. That's not necessarily true. Unless you, and I believe they've already deported some people that have been born here because they were sitting on top of a cartel, or they were sitting on top of drugs or some kind of crime cell all this time for 30 years, and they wanted out of our country. I believe they already deported some people like that. But to deport you just because you're Spanish, you're an idiot. You are a freaking idiot.
That away as well. unless you were born here to legal citizens, that's the only way you're going to get to stay, if they have their way. Now, there were thousands of people on TikTok.
Again, I don't get what's wrong with being legal. We have to be legal in your country. Nobody lives in Mexico without going through the statute of limitations. Everybody that has retired in Mexico from America, they are legal citizens. Okay? The only exception is that you can buy property as an American. You can buy a whole half of the island, I believe, what I heard. If you got the money, real cheap, you can buy property in Mexico without being a Mexican. You can come right in there and show them your money, turn that money into Mexican cash, and they will give you your own property that will always be your property, even if you come back to the United States, okay, and neglect that property for a while. It's still your property. Now, there's other things, though, in Mexico. Take it from all my friends that left here and lived in Mexico for a while, and then they came back here. There's a lot of things that you will never be able to do in Mexico. You might own your house, but you don't own other things. Like I think you can own a gun too. If you live in Mexico, even as an American, you can own a gun in Mexico compared to other places. You're allowed to own a gun and have property that's strictly yours in America, strictly yours in Mexico, and I think the taxes are cheaper and all that stuff. Okay, a lot of Americans, you'd be surprised how many white people are retired in Mexico while all this mess is going on. I'd be fearful. I'd come back to the United States for a while all this is going on, because they might go home and take it out on your butt. Okay, but there's things that you can get away with in Mexico. Now, my brother Scott Mills used to tell me that because he used to go down to Mexico a lot. And he's dead and gone now, but he died a while before the pandemic, I think. But he used to tell me how he went down to Mexico, and it was kind of like going into the Philippines, and you going down there, you got a little bit of American money on you, they treat you like gold, and they let you own stuff, and they show you around, they take you where you got to go, and they do all kinds of different things for you. They treat you like gold, okay, until you decide that, oh, I want to buy a house. And depending on where you buy that house, okay, but if the Mexicans can't afford it, then maybe you can. So they want to sell it, so they're going to sell it to you, but the Mexicans can't afford it. That's the only reason why they're selling it to you. If the Mexicans could afford it, they come first. Okay? But the Mexicans can't afford it. Okay? So they want to sell it. They want to make money on it, so they'll sell it to an American. Because the price doesn't change regardless of what's going on with the economy. The price is the price. But there's other things. You go into the city, you want to live near the city. People don't want your black behind or white behind living next door to them. Then you got a problem. It all depends on where you're trying to live. Then you have a problem. And then you got a lot of crime infested places where if you got a wife, she's not safe. If you got a daughter, she's not safe. And then you got places, a lot of places, and they keep showing up and moving around the globe in Mexico. You got cartel problems. Okay, you could be somewhere, you could be somewhere on one of the, resorts, or what do you call them, tourist attractions in Mexico. And you step a mile away from your hotel and boom, you run right into the cartel or something. And they try to chase you away from the resort so they can trap you and take you for everything you have, okay? It's not safe. It's never been safe for a long time now. And, God bless these white people and some black folks that have retired in Mexico And they in Mexico talking about, oh, it's a shame what Trump's doing. It's a shame. And then they whisper to each other when they ain't no Mexicans when they go to whispering each other. Yeah, they all coming back here. You know, well, maybe the cartel will be busy with them and not worry about us. Anyway, let me finish this. He's a knucklehead.
Trying to warn you about that, what that man really was. I was on here, not making videos, but I was on here posting comments and texting people and talking to people on here and trying to get them to understand who that man really is. But y'all chose to ignore it. I don't know what it is you thought you were accomplishing by voting for that man. You think that they're going to see you as an equal, or they're going to treat you like a white man or whatever. No, you fucked up. They're going to get you out of here. All they wanted was your vote. They got it now. They don't need you anymore.
That's not true.
They're looking to get you out of here. Right? Now, I don't know how they're going to do that. Maybe somebody in his cabinet can convince him, hey, it's not a good idea to deport these people.
Okay, if you don't know how they were going to do that, what'd you say it for? So obviously you don't know anything. You don't know how they're going to do that, so you're talking out of your butthole. Because you don't know how they're going to do that. You just contradicted yourself. You're saying all this stuff, and now you just now telling us in 5 or 10 minutes that you don't know how they're going to do that? Sounds like fake news to me.
People, they're a big portion of our workforce, and if we deport them, the economy's going to go to shit. I don't know. Maybe they can convince him, and if they do, well, lucky you. But if they don't, you are the prime target, and you voted for it, even though we tried to warn you. So anything that happens to you, it's your own goddamn fault. You voted for it, that's what you wanted, that's what you're going to get. I have no sympathy for you. Sorry. For all of you who didn't vote for him, I'm sorry that you're going to have to go through this. I truly am sorry. And that's my message to the Latinos for Trump. You won. Congratulations. You might get your ass deported back to Mexico or wherever you came from. Congratulations. Now, to the rest of you that voted for Trump, you sold out your country for the price of eggs, the price of gasoline, interest rate on loans, the price of houses. You were too selfish and too fucking greedy to do the right thing. No, you wanted to do something for yourself. Fuck the country. Well, you screwed yourself and the rest of us in the process. That man is too stupid to run this country.
Trump is too stupid to run this country, but Sleepy Joe, I guess he wasn't asleep. He was in college taking notes. I mean, what was back? Okay.
He does what he's planning to do with the tariffs. You think prices were high under Biden? You're about to find out how high they can go.
On that note right there, I'm going to say this is not Mexico, brother. Or wherever you're from. Wherever Latinos are from. Okay? You don't know this country. You don't know that. The people that never had to do the kind of work that you have to do. Okay? But they had to spend all this money to go to college. They had to work all these rinky-dink jobs and work their way up into a place that's comfortable where maybe you didn't have to do that. Okay? You're not going to talk about them like that, bro. You're not going to talk about them like that. Because they work their way to having the American dream as a legal citizen. Okay? And they probably didn't have to do a lot of stuff that you had to do because you're doing it illegally. So, that's the difference between letting people come over here that illegally, and they go to thinking like this man, and they don't know our culture. They don't understand. That's what is meant by Make America Great Again, is get us back to putting America first and America into the culture that it has been, minus war and slavery and all that kind of stuff. But America was great, because if America was not great, the minute black folks were free from slavery, they'd have been looking for a ticket home. They'd have been trying to go back to Africa immediately, or go somewhere. Go to the Middle East, for God's sake. Go somewhere. Anywhere but here, after taking them as slaves. But no. What did they want? They wanted freedom right among the people that enslaved them. Okay? And back then they had their own communities and their own real estate, and they weren't ghettos. They had their own crime fighters. Okay? You know what I'm saying? The black people that were closer to the time of slavery, the black folks that went through Jim Crow, okay, were more educated, more American, more understanding of the policies and the culture than these black folks today that are always playing the card. When y'all was going through racism, y'all didn't play the race card. But now, we've been playing the race card ever since the civil rights movement was over. But before it ended, we were law-abiding citizens that just wanted the respect of being law-abiding citizens. We did not want, like this man, to be over here doing our own thing and thinking that we owe that to him for free. Okay? No, bro. You're wrong. You might want to think about it, pack your stuff, and deport yourself. Don't wait for something to happen for you to get taken out of here. With that kind of attitude, if I was like you, as I was thinking like you, bro, I'd be packing my bags and deporting myself. You know what I'm saying?
You're going to have to choose between groceries and rent. If you're already in that situation, I'm sorry for you. But if you were in that situation and you voted for Trump...
Again, this ain't Mexico.
Well, then you just fucked yourself even more. Because it's going to get worse. You think you won. The only thing you won was the election. You lost your country. You lost your self-respect. You lost your freedom. If Trump does all the things that he said he was going to do, we're in for a world of hurt. All of us. All of us. Hopefully we can survive it. But I don't think we're going to be able to. That man is a total idiot. And if they don't have anyone watching him and steering him in the right direction, we are all screwed. But hey, you did it. I'm going to be here to remind you about it. Hopefully, I don't have to leave the country, but if it comes to that, I'm ready. I've got an out. Hopefully you do too. Have a good day.
If you want to get your name, phone number, and address...
Okay, so I'm going to stop there. And look, if you're the kind of person that feels that, you know, we need these people in our workforce, they do a better job than black people, or they do a better job than white people, or whatever, and you want to keep them in the workforce, in a way, I sympathize with you, but in another way, you got to understand that Trump had to go through measures because, the Biden administration allowed things to get so out of control within the 4 years that he was here in the Oval Office that, things got out of control. And so Trump had to come in there and just like really bring in the law and really bring down the ceiling on all this and really entrap things and really take control. And he knew it was going to be a mess. He knew the backlash he was going to get. He knew that this was going to be painful for a lot of people. But don't blame him. Blame the people in the administration before him. Now, me personally, I don't mind anybody here if they can prove that they're going to become legal within, how long does it take you to become legal? How much money is it? Can you make the money to become legal? Are you here? If you got no criminal record in our country, I don't care what you got in your country. If you don't have a criminal record in our country, to me, you're here to turn over a new leaf. As long as I know, and I'm going to be on your case about it, as long as you're going to be legal pretty soon. I know a dude that was in my family, and he was here illegally. And I didn't know, because he was married to one of my family members, somebody in my family, And when he divorced his wife deported him like that. He didn't just get to go because he was out there talking to other women on Facebook and all like that. And I asked her one day, I says, "Where's so-and-so?" And she's like, "Oh, I sent him home." I said, "He just walked out of here? I mean, he had merchandise, furniture, cars, and everything else. Or you just sent him, oh, yeah, it's all mine now. He gone. He home. I sent him home." I'm like, man. But he was here illegally, and he was hiding out with her. He was hiding in his marriage to keep from being deported. But then he wanted to be an ignorant Ramus and act like he was trying to cheat on her. He getting on, Facebook and talking to all these chicks and all like that. Got them calling him on the phone and all like that. And he got caught. And after 2 years of her dealing with that crap, she not only divorced him, but when she divorced him, he had nowhere to go. And he probably said, "Okay, I'll take my ticket. If you can give me a plane ticket, I'll go back home to my mama." And she did, because she told him, "You getting out of here, because if you ain't out of here soon, I'm going to call deportation." My point in saying that is, if you're going to come over here, especially if you're going to come over here and you don't have the proper ID, you're not a legal immigrant, you're not registered to vote, all the basics that my black butt gotta have and your white butt gotta have. If you come over here and you ain't got your credentials, the least that you could do is be as Christian as possible. I mean, call on the name of Jesus and get your life right with God. Because, when the Trump train come, there's going to be two men standing there grinding weeds, picking cotton or whatever. What's the Bible say? One was left there, one went missing. Okay? Deportation. Well, there's a Spanish dude standing right here. Where'd he go? Did he leave in the Roger? Oh, there's Trump. Oh, I see. Oh, the Trump train just rode by. My man Trump, what's up? What's up? I feel sorry for my dude. I feel sorry for my brother, because he was a good worker. I didn't know that the brother wasn't legal. We got hired from the same company. They didn't know this brother wasn't legal. Now they want to get mad because, a good worker, they lost a good worker. And I'm telling you, I'm hearing this stuff on the news and on YouTube and on Facebook and everywhere else, and it's like they're going in jobs. They went to a gas station. These guys owned a gas station. They owned one of the magic car washes or something. And they went there, and these officers went in there and snatched them guys up. They just grabbed them. The woman's car is still going through the thing. Okay, she's thinking, oh God, don't let the machine act up, because there ain't nobody here to operate the machine. I hope this, so they just put that thing on self, and people going in there for free getting their car washed because, they just went down there and just put cuffs on these guys and walked them out of there. And these guys, and this is the bad thing, these guys also had criminal records. They had a rap sheet this long. And they here owning a car wash, and you paying your money to them. You don't know they career criminals, and you paying your money to them. You say, oh, how do I get the special wash for $10.99? Yeah, here's my credit card. And the next thing you know, he just took your money, and here come the Trump train. They coming in there putting them in cuffs. Who's going? Okay, I guess we all on self-serve. Oh, let me drive right up. I guess I get my car washed for free today. The gate ain't closing. Like, wow, you know. But anyway, praise be to God. This is not a good time right now to be illegal. This is not a good time to be from another country right now. This is not a good time to be coming here and acting like, you know, I'm going to tell you something. One thing, and I'm closing right here. One thing that everybody is learning right now, everybody that comes over here to America, whether you're legal or illegal, one thing you are learning right now that Biden and Kamala did not want you to know. They figured it would be better for everybody that you didn't notice. But Trump is letting everybody know. You can call it white America. You can call it European America or whatever you want to call it. But we have a culture here. We have policies. We have customs. Okay? It doesn't matter whether you're white, black, or you know, somebody from another country. Listen up. We have a culture here. This is not a free Walmart bathroom where you can just walk in here and take a dump. There is no public restroom. It costs you. And you will respect our culture. And you will respect our policies. You will respect our country. Just like when we go over to your country, there's policies. There's the culture. What do all white people say when they go to Mexico? When they go to the Philippines? Even here in America, you go to Hawaii. Hawaii is now part of the United States. But even in our own country, even in Hawaii, what do all these wealthy white people say when they go over there? They say, respect the islanders. They say the way you survive in Hawaii is you respect the islanders. Don't come over here acting like, this ain't Hawaii, this is America. Okay, it's Hawaii, it's America, but the name belongs to the Hawaiians, and the Hawaiians run the culture, even though they're the most poorest people in Hawaii. Even black people are wealthier than most Hawaiians when it comes to Hawaii. Okay? But, and a lot of them are living on the seashores homeless. Okay? But these rich white people go over there buying up property and all like that. And what do they say? They say, you got to respect the islanders. You got to respect the culture. You got to respect the Hawaiians. Don't come over here acting like, you from Europe. Don't come over here acting like this is Europe. Don't come over here acting like this is the Middle East. Okay? This is Hawaii. And even though it's in America, these are islanders. You got to respect the island people. They tell you that. But I've never heard Oprah Winfrey say that. Oprah Winfrey owns a lot of property in Maui. She never said that once. I could be wrong. I never heard her say, you got to respect the islanders. She didn't even show up in Hawaii until, that fire was around her property and she wanted, to make money off the Hawaiians. Okay. Fake promises. That's another video. Her and The Rock, trying to make money for something they ain't gonna do. They trying to build a fund where they're gonna make more money than everybody that's investing in the fund. And her property didn't even get damaged like everybody else's property. These people are living on the river crying. Okay? But anyway, it's that way in the rest of America. You gotta respect the white people. Okay? Don't come over here acting like that there ain't no white people living here. That white people are not at least half the majority. Don't come over here doing that. Don't come over here acting like there's no such thing as country music or fusion or folk music. Don't come over here like that. Don't come over here acting like everything's got to be sold with holes in it or be made to sag off your butt cheeks. Don't come over here with that attitude. You know what I'm saying? Don't come over here acting like, you're going to turn all of our American restaurants into, burritos and taco places. You know what I'm saying? You're going to put something in the chicken that ain't right. Even black folks is like, something wrong with the chicken. Something wrong with the chicken. This ain't my grandmother's chicken. What's going on? I thought it was Big Mama's chicken. Where's the Spanish Big Mama at? I need to see a manager right now. Something wrong with this chicken. This chicken's so spicy I can't even taste the chicken. I just feel like I'm floating. So much Spanish ingredients in this chicken. Let me stop. God bless. I've had a lot of, well, not a lot, but I've had a few Spanish friends, and I've seen them go through racial problems, just like black people go through racial problems, and all like that. We worked together, we ate together, we went out together, we had a great time. We went over to each other's homes and all like that. I'm being honest, like seriously, I'm being funny, but I've had a good time. I love Spanish people. I love all people. If I can find one thing with you that we can agree on, okay, and if you're a Christian, I don't care if you come from, I don't care where you come from, I don't care if you're legal. If you're a Christian, I'm going to pray and fast for you, okay? But if you ain't legal, my name is not immigration, and I will never take that job. Whatever they go through, that's, my biggest fear is like having a woman that is, because I've seen it happen now. They have laws about that now, but I remember back in the day, a lot of men was like trying to kill some police officers because they had these women that couldn't speak English, and they didn't know that these women were legal. They didn't know that they were legal citizens. So when the cops came, they seen your wife sitting in the passenger seat, and they thought you was just like bringing some illegal, but there's nothing they can do about that because they ain't immigration, they ain't ICE or whatever, there's nothing they can do about that, so you find a fine hot Spanish girl in the car, and they thought that they could threaten both of them and make the girl do sexual favors or something like that, and then all hell broke loose when they found out that the girl was actually a legal citizen. She got all her papers and all like that, and sometimes before they got in trouble, a lot of horrible things happened to the couple. Other times, right away, and the brother went in, and there was a bunch of police officers that were there that night that all got fired, lost their positions. Some got in prison, depending on what state, city, and precinct, and that's going back in time. They had laws about, how white officers can put their hands on people, You put your hands on somebody that's legal, depending on what state, city, and precinct, you're going to wish you was Mexican and got deported by the trunk train. You put your hand on a legal citizen, regardless of what color they are. You don't find out until after you did your damage and did police brutality, and after you found out they was legal. Oh, your career was over. Not to mention that you might be put in prison. And I miss them days. I think that we went through it, and then they started dropping, putting their foot down about it. And now we're going back into that where, and even though and Trump, I think Trump knows, but you're going to see a lot of that. You're going to see people using this immigration issue, and people are already complaining, like people are already complaining, and I believe it's true, even though the Democrats are saying it, I do believe it's partly true, where they're just coming in there and being rude when they arrest people. They're going in there being rude and manhandling them. But, like, the way they're looking at it is like, we know y'all watch TV. We know y'all know that you're illegal. You knew this day was coming. Why are you arguing? Why are you even opening your mouth? Just pack your stuff, let's go. Or, why do we have to come here and arrest you? You should have been going, But, again, they live there. They live there, they work for a living, whether they make their money under the table or whether they get paid a check. They live there. That's their livelihood. You got to understand, it's not easy for, you know what I'm saying? Now, to me, I would never ever put myself in them shoes, but I'm going to tell you what, if I did put myself in them shoes, it would let me know that people don't care about your personality. They care about you paying your dues. They really don't care. People don't care about your personality and how hard you work sometimes, as much as they care about you paying your dues and you being registered and you having credentials. You know what I'm saying? And Democrats ain't no different. They're like that too. I ain't never went nowhere where people didn't care about my ID. Never in my entire life. When I was a kid, I had to have an ID to go places and do things. There's no place I've ever went to where people are like, no, I've always had to have an ID. And I've been places where my license was expired, but I'm not driving, and I'm not, but the address and everything is the same. And they were like, how come your license is expired? I said, today's the day it's supposed to be renewed. But if you look, you can see my address is the same, simple phone call, whatever. They're like, you can't buy nothing here. You can't come in here. We can't sell nothing to you. Come back when your license is up to date. You're not buying liquor or anything, but yet, and this has nothing really to do with your license. It's just that your license is the idea that you need, and it had to be up to date. And, some people might say that's discrimination because all the white people before you got in there and they didn't have a problem. I don't know. There may be some truth to that. I don't know. All I know is that my license was truly, past the due date. And when I went and updated my license, I was able to get in. That's just the way it is. But let me get out of here. This video I know is too long. And I really want to, I want you to watch it, so I'm pretty sure it's probably going on 2 hours by now. But I'm going to get out of here. Thank you for watching, D-Roy Cruz. I had to share this with you. I'm going to post this on Facebook as well. I had to share this with you. I had to talk about this. In Jesus' name, God bless.